A
It
gap
broke
up.
out.
Okay. So the value is obviously shifting. It looks like a more imbalanced profile than I would say a pretty balanced one, right? This one here was pretty decent. It has really good value area, right? Pretty wide. So the price is accepted here. What the price is trying to do is what?
Shorty, I don't see your cursor. I can see the screen, but no cursor.
Like the drawings?
No, like what you're pointing at something. I don't see that.
Like where I'm drawing?
Correct. I don't see it.
You don't see it?
Nope.
No.
Oh, that is so weird. Has this always been the case?
No.
No, not. Uh-oh, he's talking now.
Okay. I was about to say.
I got to say, you're extremely clear tonight, by the way.
Oh, well, maybe because one of my 49-inch monitors decided to probably die and something rewired in a PC by itself.
No, no headphones.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. Can you see the drawings?
Yeah, now.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
look at that. All right. Well, so I numbered the drawings. I don't know if you could see that before or not. But this profile here, does it signify rejection or acceptance in this area?
Your pointer is like going in and out. It's weird. Well, now I can see it.
Yeah, see it now.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like it peaked below and failed and went back to value where they like it.
That's 100% right. So typically when you have, somebody has to go on mute because it's picking up twice. Typically when you reject like this and then you close inside the value, that means you really like this area. That means, other time frame participants are not looking. Maybe they tried, right, to push the price higher, but they got met with the other force and then they sent to the opposite side. And when the price goes lower, what are we looking for? Why
Buyers.
does the price go lower?
Shut off the sound.
Lawrence, yeah, it wants to shut off the selling. It's in a search of buyers. So if it's searching for buyers, okay, well, we found some buyers. They got in, and they basically traded back perfectly to the value area high here, and then they closed inside, right? We know based on profiles, right, and where you close relatively on those profiles and some context here below, a close here is pretty bullish, right? Below the POC. The POC probably migrated at some point from here to here. If you go, I don't know, replay mode and check it out, then I would probably assume that happened because there's a lot of volume here. So that's bullish, right? When you lift a fair price from $20 to, I don't know, let's say $37, that's pretty good. Your fair price once was seen as 30, now it's 37. That's a big deal, right? Same thing in if you run a business, right? You're selling, let's say, a keyboard, special keyboard for $20, right? And now you slowly shifted, right? Say 25, 27, and you got $30, and you still see the same demand as you saw it, when you were shifting the price. There's no fall off. It didn't do this. Your demand stayed up. So that's a good thing. This is a pretty good profile. Then you go into imbalance again. There are some, obviously clear signs here. I think we talked about this. You lose this, you're most likely going to dump. And then they executed a typical validation in the market, right? They came close to this profile. They got a nice reaction, which they're trying to tell you what on this bounce here.
They like
prices.
prices.
Well, that means that you're accepting prices higher than this value. The people that bought it here, they believe the price value should migrate into this section. Now, who are the people that can trigger value migrations? Is it me and you with our 2 to 4 contracts, sometimes 1 M and Q like today?
Nope.
You guys think that 1 M and Q I took for like 100 points
Thanks.
moved anything? No, it did nothing. I mean, literally, it's just like tiny, it's not even a drop in the ocean, right? So it's obviously not us. whenever price migrates below values like this, that means there's other time frame participants playing in this game. There was, call it whatever you want. There was a gap. Now they really have to justify this area. So I would take this value from here and here, right? And I would say, hey, how are you doing in this value? Now we know they got rejected out of the value. This is a pure imbalance profile. And if I have to explain that, then we probably need another volume profile class to kind of cover the basics, right? Value migration happened, right? It shifted lower, gap down. It's a lower low, lower high, and it's overlapping into the value where they liked it before, right? And they came back here, right? They came back, I would say, somewhere around here. They still left a, I would say a poor low here. So I wouldn't be surprised if in near future we are somewhere about 730, 7330. This would be a pretty decent target. They also have a poor low here. And now if you think about it, retail trader will see something like this. What do you think can happen here? I'm giving you just a clue so you know what to be prepared for. Because this orange zone, do you guys think this one is fairly important?
Yeah, definitely.
The penthouse.
This is the penthouse. They want to be in here. They want to be. This is where you get the champagne. They're trying to hold this, but now think about what they can do tomorrow. There's your reaction tomorrow. Let's say you go below this level here. I'll just put this level here. Let's say you go below this 54.40. Okay. And you do something like this. What do you guys think will happen?
The
You guys think?
trend line through.
Well, then when the trend line breaks, right? A lot of people jump in, momentum traders jump in, and they say short.
They'll get trapped.
Or you get trapped. I'm not saying this is, and somebody said Trump speaking. Honestly, had no clue. But at this point, I gave up. If they execute something like this, and let's just say some newsman, and we get above this level, just for 30-minute close, nice full body candle, pick up in volume, close inside this value, go long, and be sure that you're going to be here. And that you have to focus on this profile for now. This is our current profile, and our prior week determines, we're on Friday, tomorrow Friday. Tomorrow's Friday. So for instance, can you use this profile to make any conclusions yet? Developing weekly.
Press D for sure.
Most likely compressed D, but can you utilize it instead of the prior week? I would say yes. It's put a majority of it, 4 out of 5 days are in. You can start relying on it. And the question I typically ask on, like, if I look at Friday, what did the price try to do for 4 days?
Let's
Higher.
trade range just went to the top and now it's at the bottom.
So we open on Monday. This is how I would look at it. We open pretty high of the range or the value. Remember, I messaged you guys, said this is not the spot to be like long and thinking long. Does anyone recall? I posted in the chat. I'm pretty sure I said it.
Yep.
Because if you
Yep.
look at the 2 weeks value here and you draw a profile, which is perfect balance, right? And remember, we changed this one to 95 to see where's the second sig. Like, it did pretty good. Between second and third sig in the balance, you're looking to short. And this third sig would be probably right here where this line, right? So you're looking to short anything. And if you see in bracketed market, you short highs, you cover at POC and you cover on the opposite end, the opposite extreme value area low. If this is the case right now, it lines up perfectly. You look at this volume profile and you put this 2 sig here, and you have the range, I would say the prior value from here as well, value area low. There's a lot of mental damage that can be delivered here. A lot of traders in South Korea, I believe, got liquidated. I don't know if you guys are reading about it, but a lot of them got liquidated on margin. If you're trading on margin, volatility like this, it's okay to accept that you're wrong if you're on margin. Do not oversize. Like, you have no reason to oversize when the market's giving you, points like today. I think it was a pretty good range to go with. So don't oversize in a market that's volatile. If you oversize, increase size in bracketed markets, yeah, sure. But now, when the price was here, you could definitely set up, some larger size, take on options. I don't know if you guys remember, we talked about on the bottom here, we said you get some calls if it comes here. We want to get some longer, I think we said 2-week puts out. And it happens quick. And you have to believe, and this is the human fight. Oh, we're going to go higher. Oh, we're going to go higher. Something's going to happen. And market responds, doesn't care really about, what we can feel and how the news tell you. You just respect the rules. This was a sweep. You're not able to get above. This is not a bad opportunity to get some puts. Maybe you would have been closed here and maybe locked out or closed all of it here. The market's still telling you something here. When you just look at the value between the 2 days, let's say, we'll mark this one as purple. What is market telling you here?
The same POC. They like.
Yeah, still the same fair price. They didn't shift the fair price. Fair price stayed the same. Typically, when you want to move an imbalanced profile, what has to happen? Well, you want the volume to be moving up, right? You want a P profile, right? You want some kind of short cover rally here to be strong, where you can shift the value out of here with the cover. So when the demand dries up, then you go above this, right? You spend time, but you can see as soon as you start coming back inside, it accelerated. I guarantee you we're going to be here tonight. This is probably going to play out tomorrow. And then when you look at the SVP, you'll get the final picture, right? Let's go on. The PVP and everything else. Very interesting daily profile. This is your low of today. And high. What do you notice for today?
It's pretty
Well,
big range.
it held the bottom's big support. It explored all the way from the top to the bottom.
Yep, bottom of the penthouse.
Okay. And this high today have perfectly the prior all-time high, right? So your prior all-time high
Yep.
here, you came and you perfectly tapped it, and you're not able to. Here you may be trapping some people, right? And then your prior low, when you're making this run, you see how it's making. Then you went all the way here. So you have a couple of lows, right? When you think about the market and structure of it, one of them is here. The other one is here. And then say this one is somewhere around here. Just structural lows, right? So I would say this low here, you guys think it's getting any, is it like a magnet?
Yep.
It's pretty magnetic, right? I mean, there's some price reactions there. A little bit of fight here, fight again, bounce perfect. Here, I don't know, this is really bad poor low. And now, right, they're not too far from it. So what you're seeing now you go back to volume profile mindset. Well, what is value doing, right? We talked about it on the weekly. You see here, right? Stepping, they're taking a break. They're really not sure what they want to do, and then they're like, okay, other time frame sellers come in. They went back to this range that we had, and then they're like, okay, well, we need more volume. Well, they gave you a little bit of increase in volume. They pumped it back into the value here. So you're trading basically everything that's in here. You're just trading now, and that's what I showed you on weekly. Now this is just my minor. I mean, say minor auctions that are occurring. There's a very high chance that we're gonna be here, like very high chance. And then you can do a lot more damage here. This is where you can combine some profiles, and you can see what you have in terms of profiles because we broke this area into zone. What do you expect to happen on volume profile? You spent time and volume here, right? Most likely you're going to have a high volume node. You have these imbalanced profiles when we broke through, and I wouldn't call this necessarily imbalance here. So you didn't spend a lot of time here. That means you're just flushing. The chances that they can do that again and clean this up, and then could this trigger a cycle that's more downside 4 months from now? What do you guys think? I just want to see if you guys are following. We have a double distribution profile that we tried to go and shift value again, and we failed. And we are back there again, and we are literally below the POC now. We are on the, I guess, really fair value area now here of this distribution. Am I following? Are you guys following or?
Yeah, it looks like it's going to slice through the skinny belly until it hits that POC down below or that HVN.
So this 7505, I think there's a very, very high chance it happens, right? You have, it's somewhere around here that it starts about 14. Very good chance we're going to hit this. Because the run today, what do you guys think? All those bulls thought, oh man, we're near the bottom here. And let's load up on the SPY calls for tomorrow. Well, I think right now it's going to be here in a moment. And those putties are going to be zero. I'm sorry, the calls are going to be zero, not the putties. Yeah, but you'll be okay.
I think at 504 we also have we put the heart of double distro there for sure.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was there. Because we did that on the TPOs, right?
Is there typically a rejection there, Shorty, or?
So LVNs are meant to be a rejection. That's your support and resistance, right? But you have to look at the, if I was to combine these, let me change to this one. Just time-wise, I kind of can really see the skinny belly. So if you look, I would say the heart of it's now is here. Would one say the heart of it, is here and here, and you have two zones that have equal split inside? You know what I'm saying? Like you could put it, I don't think I would treat it that detailed now. But it's a pretty massive profile. It starts like April. So you have, 715. This is the area, right, where you have to be somewhat careful right now. When it arrives here that it can trap and bounce. And it lines up pretty good with that trend line. So if they see, so think about this. It's selling and you're seeing something big in the market, but you're seeing that people are buying like crazy still. What would you do?
Go long.
If they're aggressively buying, I would join them.
Well, no, think about this. You're a seller. You're selling. and you see something bad's coming, but the more you sell, people are just buying your product. More inventory you put out, they sweep everything.
Letting out my inventory.
Raise the price.
You raise the price. Ashley, I think that she knows auction well. She's a real estate agent, and that's a difficult thing to do.
Yep,
Is
works the same way.
works the same way, guys. Oh, if Ashley gets 50 calls for a price of $500,000, I'm pretty sure he's gonna tell the person, the client, I think we can maybe discuss an option. How do we either play it out where you make people, and I've heard of this, actually, you know better than I do, but where people will go in a bidding war, pretty much like, oh, I got, the
Yep.
offer is too little.
Yeah,
Like,
highest and best. Who's gonna bring the most money?
and the auction stops, right? And maybe not everything is the money. Maybe, sometimes you offer, percentages here and there or whatever that might be, warranties. But in the stock market, it's the same thing. If they see that you're buying everything that they're selling, they're gonna be like, okay, man, these people are still on the AI frenzy. Uh, start lifting the price. And it also plays because you have the derivatives market, right? You have the SPX, you have, the gamma walls. So all of that has to be, considered. It's a pretty complex market, but the only thing you can do is you don't want to necessarily on the first tap and break. Yeah, if you're still in balance, the price is still migrating higher. If they go here, they could trap even, value traders, they can trap trend traders. That's a lot of opportunity, but it is a double distro. You could even call it triple, right? But for right now, call it double distribution. That's the heart of it. First instinct is don't be short there because that's where you can snap back. At least think about it. You can snap back to this massive shelf here, right? What is it? 75.36. I think that's where we had access low the other day. I think it was on Monday. I don't know where. One of the days we had access low.
Shorty, is that a 3-month TPO? How many ticks do you use on the bigger time frames?
This is 30, but I usually will increase this to about 4. You can do it like this. You can increase to 1 if you want more boxes. You kind of have to train your eye. What is how many orders you want it to be clubbed. So for me, this would work probably as well. I could see it. It's all really about you and understanding what you're seeing, the depth of it. Same in volume profile when you change the VRVP. Here, some people don't know that there's a shelf there till it's like 144. But yet we're in a pretty big shelf here. Pretty big shelf relative to the other shelves, and where we could go, this is nothing here. 2000 is pretty far away. The only theory that I have the market will collapse is the issuance of new stock will dilute the stock so fast that that's my black swan, I would say, theory, that because we're gonna be in so much debt as companies chasing the AI train, there will not be enough cash flow to make the payments back. They're gonna start issuing stocks like crazy. Watch. If you see that, protect yourself. A long-term protection.
They already started renting out their data centers to begin with. So it's coming.
And one thing to pay attention to, don't listen to their earnings about EPS and revenue. Does anyone know what you should pay attention to if you're listening to any earnings text or reading? What's the one thing you're looking for?
What is it?
Forward PE.
Capital. My capital.
Yeah,
Why would that matter?
because it's like liquid capital, you mean? Liquid
Yeah, capital and
cash
financials
on
of
hand?
corporate, that means cash, right?
Yeah.
Typically, capital means investments. The company's investing in something. So why would capital line be very important in this period? In the context of the business and AI as well.
Because real money is have.
Okay. Close? Anyone else?
It's like the more money you have, the longer you can sustain.
If I tell you that I'm gonna build
Makes
all these
sense.
data centers, Meta, let's say Nvidia, let's say MU, Intel, and they start reducing their capital spend, but they want to build all these things, what does that tell you?
They're taking on some liabilities,
Not adding
loans.
up.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, how are they gonna pay the loans? Yeah.
And they're gonna pay loans. That tells you the inflow of your business that you thought you're gonna scale quickly is not scaling quickly. So what companies immediately do is they cut back on capital, CapEx spend. And you want to pay attention to, especially on, I'll be joining a few earnings calls this week, just to listen for capitals. Look at their earnings, forward looks, right? Forward looks on capital. Are they, constraining them, or are they expanding them? If they're expanding them, that will be like, okay, well, this might be valuable. And that's what every big boy is listening in those calls. I mean, most of them already have this information for Intel and for others from last week. That's when it was recorded, right? So this is their premature reaction, could be, to the market. Because if they saw the capital is going down before retail, and retail has no idea, how does that play out for them?
They're gonna be holding the bag.
Just listen to the word capital and you'll know if you need to get more puts. Be a very interesting earnings season.
Hey, Mr. Shorty,
Hello.
would you be able to write up like a PDF on like how to actually go through like a company's like financials and things like that? That's actually something I'm interested in learning how to do.
Not that complex. Yeah, we can even do a class. I can write it up as well.
Thank you.
Definitely. Just don't look at adjusted EBITDA ever in your life. You'll be a good investor. Never works out. All right. Well, I think that's it for me. I'll jump on live tomorrow. If there's no rain, kids will be at the pool.
Hey, Shorty, quick question.
Yeah.
Would you be able to take a look at Tesla?
Is it below 385?
It's getting there.
Maybe when it crosses it, then it's gonna dump. I think I gave us a path for Tesla not too long. This is the one. So what do you see?
I see an LVN.
Is it not the same setup as ES?
Yeah, that's
Looks
that's
just
kind of
like
what I
it.
was gonna say.
It's identical. We were here, we got sold off, we came back, we sold off. We're back on the bottom. They're actually there right now. So if you're not short ES, 17605 or whatever, 5, it's 505 or 605. But you see the LVNs right here. I think last time I took it long was 385 or 383. falls. And now you see a compression, right? Coming slowly, still making lower highs here. This was nasty, right? I mean, this whole deal here was brutal. This is, this is hard to trade. Here you got a nice bounce. You came back, you reclaimed it. Now you're visiting back. So is there a chance that Tesla could go lower? Yeah. Pretty good chance that they can dip below that, right? This is about covering pain now, right? So, and considering what's happening in the stock market and November around the corner, it won't be that big of a fall. I'll just tell you this. There are certain topics in the market right now in the news. Whenever they get more attention, the market will do opposite and start doing pretty good. Sometimes when you touch people's money, that's the only time you get a reaction. And people don't like you when you steal their money. Is that true? So
Very true. Give us an example. What kind of news?
Well, I mean, think about it. I'm not trying to be political, but I don't think Trump's approval rating is the highest it's been in his prior term. He's in the wars, right? It's not supposed to be wars. There's some seats that are up for grabs, right? With the Republicans due to the health, right? Lindsey, one of them, I guess he's gone. McConnell's the another one, right? So now you got to figure out, do I depress the people and I'm already on the edge? Or do I mess with their money now? Tell them that their 401k, in addition to everything else, I'm losing wealth for them. Right now, the model is it's okay, man. My 401k is at all-time highs. I don't know if you guys have friends, but that's their view of how they judge political or economical standing. I'm not trying to be political. I'm just telling you what I see from both sides. So now they're going to play games with news and manipulation in order to ensure, in my opinion, I don't think they want to lose this level here. Like, if they lose this level on SPY, which, I'm sorry, on Tesla here, I'm just giving an example. Like, let they lose this level, it's a pretty big deal. Right below LVN, this is your POC. This is the accumulation that caused this imbalance here. This is your other time frame. They're loading here, and they loaded up on this candle, I guarantee you. They loaded up somewhere about 270, and they dragged it up all the way almost 500. Pretty good returns on a pretty large hedge fund. That's close to 100%. That's pretty good. They sell off a little bit. Still not a lot of volume here either way. So I don't know. If they get past this level, and that was the last accumulation that put them back in this little penthouse, the next one is about 250, and the other one is sitting about, I think it was 175. I remember 168. I don't know. 68. I thought it was 160. There's a lot. Does that make sense for Tesla? It's actually identical setup to ES. It's going to be low volume node for protections, back into the value to start shifting higher.
Somebody wants
that was kind of my
Intel.
Intel is going to, and it just gapped down. So Intel is also in a distribution mode now. They're gonna shake out. They're gonna go for people to liquidate them. This is a pretty good chance for liquidation here. So now, they do come down. This yearly VWAP is where I would expect it to catch legs. 78, 75 is a buy zone for Intel. This is where they're headed. This is where they want it. This is what they're gonna get. unless, say, the news change overnight. And let's say somebody whispers in somebody's ears and says, if you don't act fast here, you're going to have a big drop in the market. And then the news have to change. The narrative has to flip. And for Intel, if they can flip here, let's say reclaim that 101, I think it was about 101 here somewhere. Reclaim that 101, close above it, excellent. You're going to go back up. I think they have earnings on July 23rd. So I would, if you add it in this zone, it's not bad. You don't obviously add full size as, load the boat in the bottom areas. And you see where they loaded the boat second time on Intel. First time they loaded it here, second time they loaded it here. You'll see the POC somewhere around here, migrate. So these are just minor re-adds. Re-add, a little bit pump. Re-add, a little bit pump. A little bit of selling, because in order to buy, somebody's got to sell. All right, guys. Well, that'll be it for me. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Shorty.
Thank you. Good night,
Thanks,
guys.
Shorty.
Good night.